The reason why your store keep losing money is because the policies and just the softness that is going on in the workplace today. And when I say the policies, I mean the corporation, the company, they soft. They soft. This is what happens when the company is more worried about their pockets than they are the people. Sadly to say. Because if it was more about the people, there's no way in hell that everything that is going on today would be going on inside of some of these stores. People vandalizing shit, people in there just pushing out comfortably, people just taking the box keepers, unlocking peg hooks while the staff is watching. Like, don't nobody care no more that anybody is watching them because of the policies and the laws that are in place that protects the shoplifter for some odd ass reason. It's like they done told these people, go ahead, take what you want, and we're gonna slap you on the wrist when it's all said and done. Meanwhile, for us, it's you can't make any apprehensions. You can't approach this fraud without having two prior frauds in the same location or approval from a manager or APBP, right? They tell us, oh, you can't go into the parking lot. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't say this. You can't say that. And if you do, then you can or will be terminated. So we're being held accountable for the loss that these niggas are constantly taking on an everyday basis. We are who they are retaliating against because they are choosing to take it on the chin. Like some punk ass bitches. Honestly, that's why I personally don't agree with their rules. Some of them I do, most definitely. A lot of them I don't. And that's why I work the way that I do, because I know what is going to work and what's going to be effective as the number one AP at a market, division, and regional level. You hear me? I am the one who is responsible for training all incoming APAs. I don't care what market, division, region, or store they were going to, they sent their ass to me first. You got to get through me first. And if you can pass me, then you might make it. You might just make it if you can get past my training. But these niggas are losing money because they keep taking it on the chin. They soft. They done got soft. If you don't believe me, think about how they used to catch and deal with shoplifters back in the day versus now. You tell me how much more on paper, in black and white, how much more they was losing back in the day versus now. And I promise you, they losing way more now than they was back then because of these weak ass policies and laws they done came out here with. You feel me? All these, oh, we gonna as long as the dollar amount is under $1,000, we gonna hit you with a misdemeanor. What? No jail time? Let me tell you something about the streets, nigga. As long as they don't hear no jail time in that, they gonna take the risk all day, every day. All day, every day. They're gonna take the risk every single time. I would if I knew I could get away with whatever I wanted to do. If I can get away with anything in the store and not have to serve any jail time, I'm going to take that risk all day, every day. And that might be my full-time job. You feel me? Like, that's how I'm thinking because you just got to know some shit to know some shit. You feel me? These people, they feel like because they got more degrees than a thermometer, they know every fucking thing. And they don't know nothing. They don't know a damn thing. They really don't. And they scratching their heads because they like, damn. Well, when we talked about this, when we planned this all out, we didn't expect to lose this much. No, of course you didn't, dumbass, because you didn't think outside the box. You was thinking about your pockets. You feel me? And so, like, for example, I'm not speaking for all corporations or companies or stores, but there were times where my manager would try to have me hanging up deterrent signs in the store, thinking they thought this shit was going to be highly effective. Him and his team must have thought this shit was going to be highly effective. Me wasting my time, once again, going around the store hanging up deterrent signs. Like, let me tell you something about the streets, people, for the corporate world. Like, these niggas don't give a fuck about your deterrent signs. These niggas don't give a fuck about your spider wrap, your box keepers. Like, nigga, if I have access to it, I'm going to get it, right? Hence, that's why now these niggas is locking everything up behind locking glass cages. Now, that does not mean that they will not try to find a way to do it, because history has shown us that even in the case that things are locked up, what are they going to do? They're going to wait for an associate to come unlock it, and as soon as they unlock it, they push them out the way, grab everything that they can, run up out the stove. So you're going to have to come up with a better plan than just locking everything up behind locking glass cages and making us wait 30 plus minutes to get something from whatever department, whether that be cosmetics, HBA, soft lines, sporting goods, you feel me? Like electronics, you know what I mean? Like, y'all losing so much money because y'all not listening to the people. Y'all not listening to the people. Y'all got rid of the most valuable thing y'all had, which was the hands-on policy. And everybody gonna talk they shit about the hands-on policy. It is what it is. What it is. Y'all can say what y'all want about it, but let me tell y'all something. If you want to be effective, if you want to be a business owner one day, and if you are a business owner, you run a corporation, and you want to save money, and you want to cut the theft, you've got to put your foot down. There ain't no nice way of doing this. You're talking about thieves here. You're talking about thieves. These are the same people that are stealing things off of your front porch, your packages, your Amazon packages, stealing your cars, stealing your Cadillac converters. These are the same exact people. Same exact people. So why are we gonna step to the situation on some, we gonna bow our heads and tuck our tail in between our legs type shit? No, fuck that. You gotta get bout it with these niggas. You gotta be bout it with these niggas, because I promise you, some of these people are raw out here. They just don't care. There are people out here that just don't care. You got to get that through your head as a corporation. Like, you have a store that is open to the public, and history has shown that there has been a lot of shooting incidents. There has been a lot of verbal incidents, physical incidents. You know what I'm saying? People, it's not a good reputation when you go into some of these stores. So why are you going to step to a situation like this nicely? You know what I mean? You got to attack this. You got to put your foot down. You know what I mean? It's just like when you have visitors come over to your crib. Like, they not just going to act any type of way. There's some rules and boundaries in place here. Same thing, like, you coming into this environment, it is not a right, it is a privilege. So act like you got some act right. You know what I mean? A lot of people, it's not that they don't understand it, it's that they just don't care. And because these corporations, these policies and these laws keep giving these people the confidence to act out, they're going to continue to do so because they can get away with it and get their way. Because when they came out with this whole shit, the customer's always right, that shit went to a lot of people's heads. And so we had crowds of people at customer service talking about they was right. And there was a lot of them that got turned down. There was a lot of them that got turned down and got told, no, you were wrong. I don't know where the hell Walmart came out with that shit, but at this store, we're not running that shit. You wrong. If you don't know what you're talking about, you're wrong. I don't care what they talking about. We not honoring that shit here. No. If we honored everybody, if we honored that, that store would be closed today. That store would be closed down today. Nigga, if we just let people just think they was right all the time. Oh, I lost $100 at self-checkout. You owe me $100. Well, let's see if you really lost that $100. Well, in fact, you did. You requested cash back. You got your stuff. You got the receipt, and you walked out the door. You left the $100 there. Well, you owe me $100. No, we don't. That's on you. Well, the customer is always right. Not over here, you ain't. Not over here, you ain't. You gonna take that L. We not taking that L. Have a good day. You know, it's just little small situations like that. And from time to time, y'all will hear me give that scenario a lot because that's like one of my favorite ones that they like to use. Like that is like one of my favorite fuck ups that people do is when they leave money at the self-checkout and then they expect us to reimburse them for that. They really expect us to reimburse them for money that they chose to leave at the register. And I say chose because they chose cash back. And then they forgot. So how is that on us? That ain't on us. That's on you. You taking that L. We're not taking that L. Sorry. Because let me tell you something. The moment we honor that, they're going to go back home. They're going to get on the phone, whatever. Word of mouth going to get out like, hey, you know if you leave or you say you left $100 at self-checkout, Walmart, they going to reimburse you. And then now you got everybody and their mama coming up there claiming that they done lost some money. Now I got to do extra video work to see and prove that they actually left it there first. And then tell them the bad news that we're not going to reimburse them, whether whether they did or they didn't. At the end of the day, they taking the L. We're not taking that L. You feel me? So these are like little common ways. These are the little things that cost the business money, man. Taking these L's left and right, man. And they not putting their foot down. They not putting their foot down. I get it. They be swamped with these lawsuits. You feel me? But I feel like y'all make a policy for every fucking thing else. Make a policy for deterring theft and putting a dent in this theft. But these stores, they will constantly lose money until they stop being soft. Something got to give. I would tell you the perfect way you could put a dent and a stop to all this shit. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Not just yet, at least. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm one-on-one directly with a business, I will give them the game. But one thing I know about retail and business, like people steal your shit, they don't give you credit for it, and you're fucked in the end. So if they really wanted to stop all this, they could. They really can. They really could. But they choose not to because they so worried about they pockets first and foremost, and then they worried about their brand, their reputation, and all that. But now sometimes you got to get raw. Like I said, we dealing with thieves. You hear me? We dealing with thieves. These are people that'll kill you. These are people that'll rob you. These are people that will assault you. These are people that will cuss you out. You feel me? These are people that you will see on the outside when you are with your family. You feel me? And you don't know what the hell's going to go down. For us APAs, we got to do what we got to do to protect our own, because when we off the clock, they ain't got our back. We on our own. We are on our own. And how many of us APAs can testify that I done seen a few niggas that I done caught on the outside. I done seen quite a few. And you never know which way it's gonna go. You never know. You never know. So you gotta be prepared for anything. See, it's all good and dandy when you on the clock. You got protection all day. You can call dispatch all day. But when you off the clock and you out here on these streets, it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball game. These niggas need to take. They need to put their foot down. They need to bring back the hands-on policy with, I wouldn't say hands-on for everybody. If they bring back the hands-on policy, I do think that there should be some qualifications that go with that. Like, it shouldn't be available to any and everybody, first and foremost. So, for example, if you first starting off, if you have no experience at all and it's your first year, you're not going hands-on with nobody. You're not going to go hands-on with nobody for at least a year by yourself, solo. Solo, you're not going hands-on for at least a year. Now, if the only time you can go hands-on, if you knew, is if you were with a senior AP, somebody that's been in the game for a few years, you feel me? That got experience under their belt. Which leads me to my next point. Those would be the ones that would be allowed to go hands-on. The ones that have been in the game for a very long time, the ones that know how to do it, the ones that don't abuse their authority, the ones that have shown that they can do this job with great integrity and be very effective at it. You feel me? And have a huge impact. That's how I would change the game when I bring back the hands-on policy. You feel me? Like, it would be available, but not to everybody. You gotta work your way up to that. You gotta show that you can handle yourself. You can make, good decisions, not for just yourself, but for everybody involved, the whole store. You good with, our partnerships. You good with the people. You good with management. Like, it takes a lot of time. You got to build your way up to that. So I feel like starting off your rookie year, you're not going to be hands-on unless you with another APA. That is it. That is it. And even that, there's only so much you can do. For us senior APs out here, we going hands-on. And we going to give it to these niggas raw. You hear me? Hit stick as soon as they come out the door. Hit stick soon as they come out the door. You feel what I'm saying? But that's what it is. This is why I feel like these people are losing so much money, because they got rid of the hands-on policy, the policy changes, and the laws that allow these people to continue to get away with shoplifting. And these niggas just continue to take it on the chin. They just soft. You feel me? So until they bring the hands-on policy back, and until they change the policy and the laws into our favor and not give them the confidence to keep doing it, then it is what it is. You feel me? But with that being said, stand your ground, watch your surroundings, be alert at all times. It's your boy, Eagle Eye Miller. Till next time, raw and unscripted.